Wherever you're watching us, I say happy Easter celebration to our Christian brothers and Christians. And please, we should try to imbibe the spirit of the Easter, which is humility and simplicity. We must celebrate in moderation so that the life that Christ lived on earth should be seen in you and I in all that we do. Welcome to the program today. Today, it's actually a potpourri of everything that has to do with security, essentially how we should protect our lives and property. But before we go on the issues of today, first I want to call on the authorities concerned, particularly in the Federal Capital Territory. Recently, it has been observed that we have most of these cattle rearers, these Fulani cattle rearers, escorting their cattle even in Abuja municipals, the city itself, the city center, causing a lot of traffic logjam. And just a few days ago, there was a serious vehicular accident that would have happened, but thank God it was prevented when some of these Fulani cattle rearers were grazing with their cattle along the Abuja Airport Express route, and one of the cattle crossed the road, and it really caused a lot of anxiety among the road users. We want to call on the authorities concerned. Please, we should bring some sanity into whatever is being done. Enough of allowing lawlessness to prevail in this country. What is right must be encouraged. The excesses of these Fulani cattle rearers, wherever it is becoming too disturbing, and we must discourage it. Government must do something to curtail these excesses. We're having their problem with the farmers, and we're having with them coming to the city center to create problems. Government must do something, or else it will be as if the government is giving them backing to commit what they are doing. On the news, we watch what happened, how some innocent Nigerians in the Agatu area are being made homeless because some people decided to kill their fellow human beings. This must not continue. So we'll call on the government to do something, and the law enforcement agencies must do something. It seems that security has really failed most Nigerians this time around. The police have not done what they should do in preventing some of all these excesses by these several groups. Please, 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 for the sake of life, we want you, authorities, police, and all security agencies to please sit up and protect the lives of innocent Nigerians. Yeah, to the program today, one of those agencies that is actually trying to protect the lives of Nigerians, especially from illegal immigrants, preventing illegal people who have bad minds from coming into Nigeria and committing crime, is the Nigerian Immigration Service. And during the week, precisely yesterday, the Controller General of Nigerian Immigration Service, Martin Kure Abeshi, had a world press conference where he explained to the world about the forthcoming conference and what the essence of it. And one of the essence is that the Immigration Act 2015 will be straight and be examined, and so that Nigerians will understand what this act is all about. This is something that is quite important and a must by every Nigerian to understand what is embedded, what is in this act, in the Immigration Act 2015, and how Nigerians should be protected, and foreigners who are not supposed to be in the country must not be allowed to stay in the country. But sit back as we bring you what happened during the press conference at the immigration headquarters in Abuja.
Conference that is dedicated for world. I'm delighted to inform you that the Honorable Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Bello Dambazo, PhD, retired, had graciously approved that the Nigerian Immigration Service holds its Controller General of Immigration Annual Conference and Stakeholders Interactive Forum between 6th and 8th of April 2016. Consequent upon the service's request on the above, His Excellency Umaru Tanko Almakura, the executive governor of Nasarawa State also graciously accepted to host this year's conference in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Why the choice of Lafia? The choice of Lafia is because it is serene and far from Abuja to avoid distraction, yet near enough to Abuja to enable resource persons and participants to attend the conference. The conference will offer participants the platform to: 1. Assess the performance of the NIS so far against world-based practice. I repeat, assess the performance of the Nigerian Immigration Service so far against world practice. 2. Evaluate all papers presented, opinions and positions reached in order to fairly, expeditiously, and uniformly interpret and administer immigration laws, practices, and other related instruments in a standard operational procedure SOP documents. Will present a paper titled Immigration Practices and Visa Reforms, the UK Experience. 2. Ambassador Michel Arion, head of EU delegation to Nigeria, will present a paper titled The Global Migrant Crisis and the African Perspective. Our famous politician, a reputable Nigerian that knows a lot of Nigeria as a nation, a nationalist, a front runner in the Nigerian politics at the beginning of the First Republic. This is no other person as Alhaji Dr. Metama Sule, dan masanin Kano, will present a paper titled Identify the Nexus between the Working Conditions of Security Personnel and Patriotism at Our Borders. That will be an interesting paper for those of us who are workers or who work at our border. All other security agencies like the police, custom, immigration, even the Nigerian army.
Welcome back. That was the Controller of Immigration, Martin Abeshi, talking about the forthcoming conference, the Controller of Immigration Conference, an interactive forum with stakeholders for 2016. Really, it's something that will encourage every Nigerian, every well-meaning Nigerian to attend, because it's a forum where we can discuss about how we want to live with foreigners, people who want to come into this country and do business or socialize with us or in any way. Those who plan to come to foment evil and trouble must be taken out of this country. The days where foreigners come and commit crime are over. Just as the Immigration Controller General did say during the interactive session of the press conference, it said that foreigners will not be allowed to create problem in this country again, as it used to be in the past. So this forum in Lafia will offer that opportunity for all those, wherever you are, what part of the continent, world are you from? You are from, and you are in Nigeria doing one business or the other. It's important to know what the policy should be. And the outcome of that conference will be submitted to the Federal Executive Council, possibly gazetted, so that it become an SOP, like he did say. SOP is the standard operational practice for the, so it will become a uniform practice for all immigration outlets all over the country, in the seaport, in the land port, wherever it is, immigration must seem to be the same. And that is what the conference will achieve, like I said, April 6 to 8, 2016 in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Yes, we'll be giving you updates about the forthcoming conference. We also have planned to bring the officials of that immigration service to come and talk more about it and how it will benefit Nigerians on this program. But there's something that's quite important which we need to look at. Recently, the road accidents that we'll be witnessing in the country in the last few months became something alarming that Nigerians are beginning to get worried, especially when they talk about not only every life is important, but when those who we expect to that should know the regulation about roads usage of roads are not involved, then there is call for question. And the Federal Road Safety Commission, they are doing quite a lot to ensure that the carnage on our roads are reduced. And they are an example all over the world now. What they are doing in Nigeria has become an example all over the world. So Security Watch Africa had a chat with the Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, to find out what the Corps is doing. But first, he spoke to us about the season we are. We are in the rainy season, and there are accidents that are prone to rainy season. So we decided to, first of all, ask him what is the situation, what should people do at this point, at this period, at this season where rain seems to be the order of the day. Let's hear the Corps Marshal talk to us about the rainy season.
When it rains, if you observe after the second rainfall in Abuja and Lagos, and coincidentally, I don't know if you observe the pattern of the rain at the beginning of this year now. The rain is almost covering the north central and the southern part of the country. The second rainfall that occurred just a few days ago, as it was raining in Abuja, it rained at Lafia, Enugu, because that was last Sunday, and it rained up to Asaba, up to Rivers. And when I was talking to them at Ilorin, it's like the pattern as this year changed. That is what Nimet is saying. We should be serious. So Nimet is another agency all of us should be taken seriously. So we partner with them because we normally raise alerts. So after the second rainfall, we have already raised traffic alerts to all the road users. Look, the first thing is this: your wiper of the vehicle, your tires. Again, you mentioned tire the other time. We are talking about dry season, that the weather is hot. You're talking about tire blowout. No. But again, with the rain now, if your tires are worn out, your braking system, you're in trouble. If you're with a worn-out tire and the rain, the grip is no longer there, and there's what you call the common sense speed limit. Let me sound this advice to road users. Once it's raining and you experience heavy downpour, that is the essence of that, what we call the hazard line, the double trafficator, because of the visibility. Like the last rainfall, the visibility was very poor. But with the hazard light means caution, warning, danger. So you press the button. There's no vehicle that does not. That's what they call double trafficator. But again, in the highway code is the hazard light. Once it's raining and the visibility is poor, you press your hazard light so that, and you cut down to what we call the common sense speed limit. Then you move on. But let me advise again. If peradventure you believe you cannot see clearly, for goodness sake, why don't you just park for that period? You see, when you have those torrential rainfalls, max is 10-15 minutes. If you observe, max, it will still continue to rain, but not at that same momentum again. Why don't you just park with your hazard light on so that somebody will know you have parked and others will take you? And it is not only for the rainfall. If your vehicle is bad, that is the essence of hazard. Hazard means caution. This vehicle is in danger. So if it's raining, you press the hazard to warn that, look, there's a danger on the road because of the weather condition. It can be at any time. So that means you must fix your rear lights well. Once it's raining, it is part of the traffic regulation to switch on your headlamp. Start with the parking light first. You put it on parking, your rear lights are on. Your parking light in front are on. It warns the vehicle behind you that there's a vehicle going ahead. That is actually what we call the defensive driving technique, that the driver ahead of you or behind is a potential threat. So once your rear light is on and it's drizzling like that, it's a sign of caution that, look, a vehicle is ahead. That's how it's done. And if the downpour is torrential, then put on your hazard light. And your wiper, make sure your wiper is working. Because again, imagine if it's raining and your wiper is not working. It's like you are lost.
Yeah, exactly.
You are lost completely. And your side mirrors, because you need it, you must be very careful. Those are just the weather conditions. So we can now conclude that the weather condition determines this mode of driving. If the weather is...
Welcome back. You heard from the experts there, an international expert indeed, because Mr. Oyeyemi is known all over the world for road safety. You heard him there talked about the weather condition determines the type of driving, and it's good for you to imbibe the defensive driving technique while you drive. Well, let's go to the interview we had with him. We had a full detailed interview on so many issues concerning road safety and on Nigerian roads, and the effect of roads, the bad roads to accidents. Some have said that bad roads help cause road accident in Nigeria, and some have said that even when the roads are so smooth that people overspeed, and is also a problem. We spoke to the Corps Marshal, and he gave answers to these questions. Let's hear him talk about other issues concerning road safety in Nigeria.
Well, so far so good. Things are getting better. I think with the investment government is making now in road rehabilitation, I believe that before the end of the year, we'll see an improved road network. And don't forget, we should not apportion all the blames on the federal government. There are 3 categories of roads in Nigeria. We are looking at the federal roads, we are looking at the state roads, and the council roads. We have 204,000 kilometers of road network in Nigeria. Federal roads, those are the interstate roads, accounts for just about 36,000. The state roads about 35,000, and the local government roads about 129,000. So when we're talking about state of our roads, everybody always tends to put the pressure on the federal government, but states too have their own responsibilities. But notwithstanding, the federal roads are the interstate roads, from Lagos to Ibadan to Oyo to Ogbomoso, Ilorin, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, Abuja, Kefi, Akwanga, Awankibo, up to Jos, Bauchi. You know, that's still a corridor. Bauchi, Gombe, Yola, Numan, Yola, that's a corridor that terminates there. These are federal roads. Those are the interstate roads. And I think the government, as at last year, we have only about 30% of these roads that are in good condition. But from what the government is doing now and the palliative works done, I strongly believe that before the end of the year, we'll see the improved road network. And one thing you should ask is that with improved road network, there's more responsibility for me. When the road is bad, it's a problem. When the road is good, it's another, it's another problem. So, but with improved road network, it makes my job much easier. It now comes to an enforcement. When the roads are bad, we do more of traffic calming. You're approaching a black spot, we warn you, so that you just don't suddenly enter into the black spots and the vehicle tumbles or some assaults because of the speed or the movement. But when the road is good now, I now need to do more. People will tend to, you are not used to, you know, it now becomes like a runway. You are not used to good road. Suddenly the road is good now, and you want to fly. That's what we're experiencing on Lokoja, Abuja Lokoja now. If you remember when the road was single carriageway, everybody, we battle more of wrongful overtaking in crashes. But now when you see the portions of the road that are good, about 3 lanes, see the way people are flying as if they've just been discharged, as if it's a race. And that is why most of the crashes there are lone crashes. So it is a big responsibility on the Corps when the roads are much better. That means we need to step up enforcement, more deployment, because the strategy you are using to patrol single lanes, are you with me, is different. Because that one, we are battling more on speed, a little bit of speed, more of wrongful overtaking. And also, let me just say generally, dangerous driving. You see some mad drivers try to overtake by the right. That is the problem. But by the time that road is completely completed, it's just about 154 kilometers from Giri Junction. The responsibility, the trust is small. That means I need to be more on motorized patrol, use of radar guns to cut down the speed. And that is why I, as a person, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, we supported the move by the federal government to introduce the toll plazas back. Because if you look at the beginning, at the commencement, before the scrapping of the toll plazas made our work much easier. That is when we can effectively use the radar guns. Radar guns means you're at a distance. You pick the speed, you send a signal through radio or with the CUG now to the patrol team. And if you know with toll plazas, head or tail, you must cut down, you must pay. So that is where you always will lay them, we block them. But I'm bringing in the bikes to some of these corridors now. The bikes can go at 140, 130 and flag you down. But the patrol car will not go on that speed. That is what the bikes are meant for. So means the implication is that I already have what we call a forward strategy. As roads are getting better, my level of deployment, and again, we must thank the government, we are getting more logistics. I've just distributed some patrol cars now. I'm expecting another set of logistics, recovery vehicle, ambulances, patrol cars. So it means that I'm just waiting for improved road network. That will also approve in my rearrangement of my own logistics. We have enough personnel to handle this, but I believe that with the present situation, we should be able to handle it. So far, so good. Like I said, the federal roads are the interstate roads.
Welcome back. We'll definitely continue with this interview, God willing, next edition of this program. So because he spoke on a number of issues that concerns you and I, like we always say, anything that threatens life is what we discuss on this program, because we want you to be alive. We want to be alive so that we can talk of meaningful development. Without life, you can't talk of any development at all. Please use our our feedback mechanism. Communicate to us. Send questions you want any of the answers to. Let us take it up with the agency concerned. Interact with us through our Facebook fan page or through Twitter or all the media, or through the email address. We'll have a Gmail account which you can send an email to us and we'll read it out for you. Or you can watch the previous edition of this program on through YouTube. It's also on your screen. The addresses and the contact is on your screen for you to make use of, and so we can interact better. Yeah, we have a communication here from the Federal Capital Territory Police Command. The Commissioner of Police, Wisi Nalego, has charged his officers to intensify their patrols and their security arrangement during this Easter celebrations. He has asked all DPOs and area commanders to make sure that they man all strategic areas in the Federal Capital Territory. And he has also deployed plainclothes policemen to places to monitor all the parks and the motor parks and relaxation parks, to ensure that the people who plan to commit crime do not have their way to do that. And this is a good alert from the FCT Police Command, enjoying the people of the FCT to celebrate the Easter peacefully without any problem. He has also given a phone number, their control room number, to call in case of any eventualities, 0032003913. You can call this number and send information to them. Yeah, talking about this, we also got an information during the week that the likelihood of Nigeria being attacked by any of these insurgents or terrorist attack, it's possible, and we call on the federal government and all security agencies to intensify their security in all places, all parts of this country. We have seen what is happening in some parts of the world. Nigeria is not an exception. Nigeria is part of the global village. And so we'll call on all our security agencies and the federal government to please protect the lives of Nigerians, to ensure that all vulnerable places are manned, our airports, our seaports, our roads, our motor parks, that security is tightened up so that we will not hear of any loss of life by any of this terrorist group. That is something that the government should do for Nigerians. I'm sure of that, and I know that they are watching from the president to the state governors. They are watching this program, so please do something to protect Nigerians. That is where we must leave for today. If you enjoy watching us, let's make it a date again next week, Saturday, where we'll give you another information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Until next week, when we'll come your way again next week, then again, we'll say bye for now.